I'm just some nobody who's spent 100,000 years cultivating
But the day I
the
finally ascended, it shook the whole immortal
countless
world.
top experts poured out of their mountains.
Even the ancestors of the major sects came out of seclusion
all
themselves.
just to greet me, the guy from the lower world, as soon
Only
as I showed
because
up.
when I was breaking through the tribulation stage for ascension,
That cheating system told me,
host, you still need to cultivate for 100,000 years to ascend.
so, over those 100,000
I just
years,
had to watch my disciples ascend one by one. And they went on to thrive in the upper world, becoming big shots. Even that big earth dog that guards my house
turned into a demon and ascended to become the demon
While I
emperor.
never got a whiff of ascension myself.
Luckily, after 100,000
My
years,
cultivation got so powerful
that the world couldn't handle it anymore.
so it finally let me ascend. But as soon as I hit the immortal world,
The
I was
place looked
way too ordinary.
This was nothing like the immortal world I imagined.
Wait, did I even ascend?
So, I asked the middle-aged guy nearby,
Is this the immortal world?
but he didn't answer my question.
He just asked me to help get his young lady out. I was completely baffled.
I mean,
I still hadn't figured out if I'd
but when I
ascended or
turned
not.
around, I saw a girl.
She was floating on her back in the water, bobbing up and
close,
down.
She had wounds all over her body.
So, I just grabbed the girl. I know you're in a rush. But hold on a second. Everyone who's just ascended
You
feels
don't
like
need
this
to
second guess it. This isn't the immortal world. It's the spirit world.
That pool's the spirit transformation pool.
Ascenders pop up randomly in one
The
of these
water
pools.
refines your body.
Bet you haven't noticed, but your cheese turned into spiritual
As
power.
soon as I heard that, I checked myself.
Wow, dude. My strength's way beyond what it was before. Hey, Dot, the strength is many times stronger than before ascension. By the way, isn't it supposed to be
Ascenders
B?
appear randomly in the spirit transformation pools?
Then how do you know? Your young lady would show up in this one? This is crucial. Because if we can pinpoint it accurately, why haven't my disciples shown up? We've got a unique blood induction technique on Donghua Star. People from other planets can't learn it at all. By the way, which star are you from? Our master sent us to pick someone up here. I don't know which star, but the continent's called Jushao Continent. I think so too. The 9 provinces are vast. How could it be such a coincidence?
And I just ran into the person our master is looking
I'm
for.
Xu Mokxuan. If you're interested, you can join the Tiangong Sword Sect as a steward or guest elder.
Anyway, you've got nowhere to go now.
Joining the sect directly as an official sounds pretty good. First, let's get a feel for the spiritual
And
world.
look for my
disciples while we're at it. Don't worry, brother. Our Duluo Sword sect master is Xiao
Her
Mingyue.
swordsmanship talent is exceptional.
She's mastered the kryptonite sword technique. She beats everyone within 1,000 miles into silence.
It's definitely a super sect.
Hearing that, my heart skipped a beat. Xiao Mingyue, the kryptonite sword art. Isn't this from 13,000 years ago? My chubby female disciple with decent sword talent? I even created this sword art casually back then. When I got back to the sect, I confirmed it. It really was that chubby girl from back then. Isn't this the divine weapon I personally forged? The boundary breaker ruler I gave her for protection? What are you doing, kid? This is the sect master's most treasured item. She comes here every day to stand and stare at it for ages. Ordinary disciples aren't allowed to touch it. I looked at the boundary breaker ruler and nodded. In my mind, I recalled that chubby girl who loved eating watermelons back then. The scene of her following me around all day. Let's go, buddy. First, I'll get you settled. Once my young lady wakes up. Then I'll take both of you to see the great elder. I responded with a nod. I glanced around and casually asked, "It seems your sect doesn't have many disciples." Think you're underestimating the Tian Gang sword sect. Now, all our disciples are out searching for. Not many are left to guard. Even the sect master's out there looking herself. It's all to find some big shot. I guess it's okay to tell you. It's the Ascender from Blue Star, Gu Chengqing. He's the sect master's own master. Looks like Xiao Mingyue spotted the name on the ascension list. That's why she sent her disciples to find her own. But this Blue Star can't be the 9 Heavens continent, right? Just then, a graceful figure glided through the air. The sect master's back. Up front is Yu Fu, the great elder of Tiangang Sword Sect. She was there when Xiao Mingyue founded the sect. And she's Xiao Mingyue's good sister. I heard a girl from your family ascended yesterday. It went smooth, no accidents. She just got her meridian zapped by lightning, but it's not bad. I already gave her some pills. She'll wake up in a few hours.
So, where's the other one from?
Not from Blue Star. But that's obvious, right? The 9 provinces are huge.
Wanting to pop out of the spirit transformation pool in our territory?
The odds are slim. I really envy you East-Wa star folks for that blood guidance technique.
Too bad cultivators from other stars can't use it because
Due
of
to
their
differences in physique and bloodline, they can't cultivate
I heard
it.
that today, the spirit transformation pool you're guarding had more than one ascender appear.
Yeah. One we pinpointed and picked up using our
The
East-Wa.
I asked around. Isn't from Blue Star.
Not from Blue Star. Xiaoming Yu's face fell immediately.
Shu Mo Xuan knew it was time to go.
He slipped out of the main hall quick.
Right then, he remembered.
He still didn't know the ascender's
What
name.
the name of the person who ascended is.
In the main hall, only Xiaoming Yue and Yu Fu were left.
Actually, Yu Fu isn't from Blue Star.
But she and Xiaoming Yue
came from the spirit transformation pool.
Ming Yue, don't sweat it too much.
Since your master's already ascended to the spirit realm,
there'll always be a chance to meet. But he's just ascended, and only at the true immortal realm. What if he runs into trouble? What then? That can't happen. Your sect's massive. They must have noticed yesterday's ascension list.
Your senior brothers and sisters will find him for sure.
I hope so.
The spirit transformation pools in the Tiangong sword sects area these days
keep sending more people to patrol.
My master's been alone in the lower world for 100,000 years.
I don't want him to ascend and still be on his own. Oh, right.
A few days ago, Kang Feng Pavilion sent
I already turned them down.
I'm just worried the Sword Emperor might show up and cause trouble
right
again.
now, at this critical moment.
Most Tiangong sword sect disciples are out short on manpower. The sect doesn't have enough people.
Sword Emperor? Does he even deserve that title?
It's just some self-proclaimed empty title.
In terms of swordsmanship, even across 9 provinces in this spirit world,
you won't find anyone who matches my master.
Back then, my master casually created a sword technique, and it's kept us disciples busy for hundreds of years. His swordsmanship is way beyond what we can touch.
Even your master. Just ascended, and only at true immortal realm.
How high could his swordsmanship talent be? How would she know?
When I was in the lower world, I'd already maxed out my swordsmanship talent through check-ins.
Not just swordsmanship.
Alchemy, weapon refining, formations,
and right
all
now,
of them outside the Broken Cliff Bamboo Forest.
I'm
lying on a lounge chair, legs crossed, just enjoying life.
Being stuck in the lower world for
100,000 years,
I felt like a prison. No matter what.
Now I've arrived in this vast world, so many wonders waiting for me to explore.
Of course.
And the group of disciples I sent up myself, idling anyway. So I started looking into the system again.
In the lower world, over those 100,000
system check-ins gave random talents. Cultivation.
But later, all my talents were maxed out.
Everything was maxed out.
I've got way too many treasures to
My
use.
cultivations hit the peak of the tribulation crossing stage.
The system's not giving me anything now.
I pull up the system to check my realm.
This is happening too fast.
I'm not used to it yet. The chi in my body keeps flowing like a power bank. It automatically turns into spiritual power and just keeps
to cultivate.
Every day, signing in gives me extra spiritual power.
It's basically thumbing its nose at the heavenly Tao.
Where's Xu Mok Xuan? He's not here yet. Wonder if that little fatty Mingyue is back.
I'm starting to get antsy. I wander over to the
in front of that boundary-breaking ruler. In the lower realm, it was a powerhouse weapon
Here,
with massive...
It probably doesn't even compare to the lowest grade
Xiao
spiritual.
Mingyue couldn't bear to toss it, so she stuck it in the martial...
Newcomer?
Suddenly, a clear voice rings out from behind.
I turn around
and see this stunning woman. She's in a light purple brocade outfit. In the Tiangong sword sect, her status is definitely high.
I just ascended today.
You must be the one Xu Mok Xuan mentioned. I'm Yu Fu, the great elder of the Tiangong sword sect.
Pleasure to meet you, great elder.
Just ascended, huh? Might take some getting used after a while. We don't dominate Ye continent, but we're known far and wide within 1,000 miles.
You can stay here for now.
Once you're settled in the spirit world,
we won't hold you back.
Right. What's your name?
I almost said my real one.
I quickly switch it up. Ching He. Yu Fu notices me eyeing the boundary-breaking ruler.
That's the boundary-breaking ruler.
Sure, it's no big treasure in the spirit world, but it's crucial to our sect.
Even as a guest elder, you've
But
got
don't
free...
touch it. It's the sect master's prized possession.
Seeing her explain so seriously.
She explains it all so seriously.
Instead,
I felt happier and happier.
After all, It shows she's really nostalgic for the past.
The next morning, the martial arts field was jammed with people.
Xiao Mingyue sat straight in the sect master's seat on the high platform.
She gazed at the crowd below.
Her expression was lonely and gloomy.
The disciples' reports from last night were all in.
None of them had any news about me.
Though they did bring back a few ascenders. As guest elders, they could leave any time.
After a quick rundown, she gave them guest elder status. Xiao Mingyue wrapped up the meeting.
Then, she gave Yufu a few quick instructions and headed out.
The other elders were all female cultivators. Seeing how down Xiao Mingyu looked at that, it broke their hearts. But there was nothing they could do.
They'd searched everywhere yesterday.
No news meant no news. The ascension list doesn't lie.
Yesterday, the Tiangang sword sect took all the spirit transformation
and they
pools
didn't find anyone.
That means one thing. My ascension point isn't here.
I stood at the edge of the field, lost in thought.
Xu Moshuan dragged me along. Next to him was Song Qinglan.
Her injuries had healed. I was just spacing out a bit.
Squinting, I stared at the high platform ahead, the figure up there. That face hadn't changed much in 13,000 years.
But compared to the lively girl I knew, she had this deep weariness in her eyes. It hit me hard.
Thinking back to the lower realm,
Xiao Mingyue never looked after herself.
Up here in the spirit realm, she's running this whole sect alone.
She must have been through hell, lost in those memories.
Song Qinglan noticed I wasn't paying attention.
And she got annoyed, pouting as she shouted.
What kind of look is that?
You've been staring at the sect master forever.
Your eyes are glued to her.
That's our sect master. You seemed like a decent guy. But you're just a creep. I snapped my gaze away, feeling totally embarrassed.
I hadn't even started to explain.
From high above the heavens, a burst of laughter echoed.
Old friend, it's been ages.
How dare you? Xiao Mingyue caught the sound of that laughter.
She looked up to the sky.
Sword Emperor Qin Moxiao,
the master of Changfeng Pavilion.
The man they called Sword Emperor 10,000 years ago.
On Mount Li, 100 miles from Tiangong Sword Sect.
He founded Changfeng Pavilion.
Reasonably,
Tiangong Sword Sect wouldn't just stand by. But Xiao Mingyu and the elders are all women. They naturally hate trouble.
So they just looked the other way.
But unexpectedly, Changfeng Pavilion grew fast. Qin Moxiao set his sights on Xiao Mingyue's
sword art,
and her too.
Not only that,
but he covets her body.
Under the guise of forming a sword cultivator couple, he wants to merge Changfeng Pavilion with Tiangong Sword Sect.
I listened and frowned. This guy's got some
Whether
nerve.
my little disciple marries is her call. But from what Xu Mokshuan says, Xiao Mingyue's not into it.
This Qin Moxiao's like a bad rash,
and he sticks around no matter what.
He's got the gall to call himself Sword
With that
Emperor.
middle-aged, greasy, pot-bellied look.
He doesn't deserve
Shameless, yeah. But what can you do?
This Qin Moxiao's seriously strong.
Changfeng Pavilion disciples are always
Tiangong
Sword Sect steers clear of trouble.
I nodded to myself.
That's just Xiao Mingyue's style.
She doesn't think of herself first.
She always leaves a way out for her disciples.
Is this Qin Moxiao really
Come
that
on.
big?
They say he's at the 5th level of Upper Immortal. What's Upper Immortal? Sounds tough. After True Immortal comes Upper Immortal.
I twitched at that, thought it was something special.
Yeah, after True Immortal is
Last
Upper Immortal.
night, after I slept and woke
I hit
up,
True Immortal 9th level.
I'm almost at the peak.
Maybe in a couple of days, I'll break through to Upper Immortal Age.
What's up with Xiao Mingyue?
What's her current realm? Upper Immortal 3rd Heaven.
That almost made me lose it. Xiao Mingyue ascended 13,000 years ago.
Now she's stuck at Upper Immortal 3rd Heaven.
I ascended just yesterday.
And today, I'm nearly at the peak of True Immortal.
Right then, Qin Moxiao was laughing
He came
his head
over
off.
trying to get chummy.
Mingyue, long time no see.
Have you been lately?
Are we even that close? Xiao Mingyue didn't even bother standing up.
She just rolled her eyes and shot back. Back then, Xiao Mingyue hadn't found her
So she was
master
on
yet.
edge.
Qin Moxiao got shot down, and his mouth twitched.
But he's got a thick skin.
He just changed the subject.
Forget it.
I didn't come for anything big. Our sects get along pretty well.
Figured we'd spar and chat about the Tao.
So, you want to fight me?
Think I'm scared of you?
Sure, her realm's lower than Qin Moxiao's, but in the same realm, it's not much different. And with the kryptonite sword art I gave her, that'll close the gap. In a real scrap, it's anyone's game.
No.
You and I got nothing to spar over.
these folks with me. They're disciples and guests from Changfeng Pavilion. Let them take on your people. That's when I got curious about the crowd. I asked Shu Mokshuan, hey, if it's about sword intent, you're a guest. Can I jump in? So, trust me, yeah. Don't go looking for trouble. You'd just be handing them your head. After that, I grinned. Man, and thought, you're hilarious. In terms of raw strength, but for swordsmanship, full level pro. At that point, Qin Mokshu piped up again. Zhangfeng Pavilion was founded later. It's not as established as yours, but I've got faith in my disciples. How about we make a bet today? What's the bet? We old-timers won't join in. Let the disciples and guests go at it. If my side wins, you become my Dao Companion. Tiangong Sword Sect merges into Zhangfeng Pavilion. Don't worry, I won't shortchange your disciples. Their monthly allowances will double. Those last words are clearly aimed at me. Tiangong Sword Sect disciples. Gotta say, that's a ruthless move. There are so many in Tiangong Sword Sect. Not everyone's loyal to the sect. As soon as they hear Zhangfeng Pavilion's offering double pay, after Qin Mokshu leaves, who knows how many will switch sides? Then Zhangfeng Pavilion's strength surges ahead. Even if Xiaoming Yue wins the bet, she'll lose her people. She gritted her teeth, gripping the handrail. She knew Qin Mokshu was scheming against her. She couldn't see a way out yet. Before she could respond, a burly young man burst from the crowd, his long sword already drawn. How dare you? You won't mess with my Tiangong Sword Sect's master. I won't let you provoke her like that. Zhan Wuji, don't be rash. Yu Fu went pale with fear. This Zhan Wuji's her direct disciple. He's got talent, even grasps sword intent. 3 years ago, he hit true immortal realm, but he's just a hot-headed kid. Hasn't been through the ringer yet. Him charging out like that? That's basically accepting the challenge for the sect. I stood in the crowd, shaking my head, silently griping to myself. This kid's got a big head and a thick neck. Brave but foolish. Perfect pawn. Yet Zhan Wuji charged ahead, blood boiling. Master, don't worry. My Tiangong Sword Sect holds its own against Zhangfeng Pavilion. He stepped forward. Countless cyan and yellow sword chi surged around him instantly. A soft astral wind starts right behind Qin Mokshu. A young man on the other side chuckles softly. He leaps into the arena with grace. I've heard plenty about the Tiangong Sword Sect. Under Elder Yufu's guidance, there's this genius who grasped the Tiangong sword intent. Finally, at tribulation, I get to see it for myself. I'm Qin Yichin from Changfeng Pavilion, here to test. Without waiting for a response, he unleashes his sword intent and faces off with Zhan Wuji. This Qin Yichin is Qin Mokshu's son's son. They say he mastered the tribulation fire sword intent. In 400, he passed through tribulation. He hit the 5th level of 1,000. He reached the 8th level. He's a total monster. His sword intent hits hard down from Zhan Wuji's at all. In the arena, Zhan Wuji starts to shake. The astral wind around him's in chaos, totally out of control. Meanwhile, Qin Yichin looks with a sly smile playing on his lips. Way up in the 9 heavens, Qin Mokshu's laugh grows. Xiaoming Yue grips her seat's armrest tight. Her knuckles go white. She lets out a slow sigh. Zhan Wuji's done for. The next second, Zhan Wuji spits up blood. His sword intent vanishes in an instant. He collapses to the ground. Qin Yichin pulls back his sword. I accept your concession. Those words hit like knives, but they stab straight into Zhan Wuji's heart. Yu Fu rushes over to help her disciple up. One look, and her face turns ashen. Zhan Wuji's meridians are shot. His dantian's a complete mess. This Qin Yichin doesn't hold back. He's arrogant, sure, but he's got the skills to back it up. At his age and level, his grasp of sword intent is 1 in a million. No wonder Qin Mokshu's stirring things up. Outside the arena, Shu Mokshuan sighs. Zhan Wuji was way too impulsive. The Tiangong Sword Sect's lost face big time. Zhang Qinglan pouts, sounding annoyed. Is that sword intent really all that? With all our disciples, no one's got what it takes to handle him? Not exactly. It's just, we don't have many in the true immortal realm. Zhan Wuji's sword intent's top 3, easy. And he got crushed. If anyone else goes up, they're just the guest elders. Forget it. They're just here to kill time. Watching's fine. But fighting to the death? On stage, no way. Qin Yichin keeps pushing buttons. What's the matter? No one dares to step. Zhan Wuji's Tiangong sword intent? It's nothing special. That wouldn't be your big representative for the Tiangong sword sect. Xiaoming Yue and the elders. Their faces are getting worse by the second. In the sect, there are still disciples stronger than Zhan Wuji's sword intent. But against Qin Yichin, no one's got a shot. We can't just send them up one by one to get wrecked. Qin Mokshu shouts out. Since no one's up for discussing the Tao,
Then our bet's on.
the words barely land.
When a voice from the crowd cuts in. If it's a bet, what if you just claim you won? That's just being a cheat. What if you lose? Then what? How's that gonna work? As soon as he says
It grabs everyone's attention.
I slip on the mask I just picked up from the market. Then step out of the crowd, slow and steady, scaring Xu Moxuan and Song Qinglan.
But it's too late. This is bad.
This
is
kid's
really
lost it. Lanmon,
Look,
he's heading
walking
straight for
I
trouble.
take a deep breath
And head toward the center of the martial arts field.
Behind me, Zhu Moxuan sucking in air like he's in
Song
pain.
Qinglan's yelling for me to come back, voice breaking.
I don't turn
around. I just glance at Qin Yuqin. Arrogance all
He
over
looks
his
at
face.
me like I'm already dead, with that mocking smirk.
Around us, Changfeng Pavilion disciples burst out laughing.
I
stop 3 paces away and just stand there. Qin Yuqin tilted his head, sizing
He
me
lifted
up.
a finger and
At
pointed.
Zan Wuji vomiting blood over there.
You, a newly ascended guest
Didn't you
official.
see what happened to him?
His face full of pride.
I still didn't say a word, just raised my right hand slightly.
Qin Yuqin paused, stunned.
Then he burst out laughing at me for not drawing my sword, and trying to catch his tribulation fire sword intent
As soon
bare
as he
hand.
finished.
Intense red sword energy burst from his body. The temperature in the training ground soared to half. The watching disciples retreated in shock, exclaiming everywhere. I felt the oncoming heat wave. But my heart was completely calm. After all, I'd seen too much in the lower world over 100,000
Qin Yuqin saw I didn't move at all.
A hint of anger flashed across
He
his
roared.
face. The sword energy turned into a fire dragon, sweeping toward me.
Xiao suddenly stood up from her seat. Yu Fu cried out in alarm.
But it was too late to stop it. Song Qinglan covered her eyes, not daring to look. Just as everyone thought. I was about to be burned to ashes. I just gently lifted my finger. A wisp of invisible energy shot from my fingertip. No sword energy released.
No light either.
That massive fire dragon shattered in midair with a boom as simple as popping a bubble. The pride on Qin Yuqin's face froze instantly. Before he could react, that wisp of energy entered his dantian. With a muffled sound, he knelt down softly. He looked down at his abdomen, his eyes full of disbelief. I withdrew my hand and looked at him indifferently. The whole venue was deathly silent, then erupted in an uproar.
Behind me, there was a thud.
Xu Moxuan rolled his eyes and fell straight backward. Song Qinglan hurriedly supported him, screaming. On the high platform, Xiao Mingyue looked at me with a dazed fixedly at my back, her lips trembling slightly. That familiar silhouette, just like the one in my deepest memories. But she won't even admit it or believe it. Qin Moxiao lands right beside Qin Yishen. He reaches out to check, and his face darkens in an instant. When he looks up at me, his eyes burn with killing intent. It's almost tangible. He grits his teeth and spits out each word. How dare you hurt my son? I'll make you pay with your life. I meet his gaze, keeping my expression calm. He suddenly steps forward. His whole body surges with the power of a fifth heaven immortal. The entire martial arts field is shaking. Disciples are dropping to their knees right now. Xiao Mingyue flashes in front of me to block him. She questions Qin Moxiao. What are you trying to do? The debate's over. His son just wasn't good enough. Who's to blame? Qin Moxiao ignores her and stares me down. I step out from behind Xiao Mingyu, then stand shoulder to shoulder with her. Your son's not up to it. Why don't you come at me yourself? The whole crowd gasps in shock. Xiao Mingyue grabs my wrist and urges me to stop. She's worried I've lost it. After all, that's a fifth heaven immortal. I turn to look at her familiar face. Remembering that chubby girl from 13,000 years ago, my heart softens, and I just say, don't worry. Xiao Mingyue freezes, her eyes welling up. Right then, she almost blurts out that name. But she holds back and just stares at me. Qin Moxiao's furious, but he steps forward, his sword intent soaring, saying he wants to test my moves. I let go of Xiao Mingyue's hand and walk forward. Song Qinglan shouts at me from behind, her voice breaking. She doesn't get to finish. And gets knocked down by the panicked Xu Moxuan. The atmosphere in the martial arts field is tense as hell. Everyone's holding their breath, watching us face off. At that moment, an old voice echoes from the sky. A streak of light lands in the center of the field. It's a white-haired elder. Behind him, several experts follow. Unfathomable ones. Xiao Mingyue, the face fell. That's the elder from Chengshuan Immortal sect. Qin Moxiao lit up and bowed in greeting. This madman's the one who wrecked my son's dantian. Please help out. The old man waved me off and sized me up. His eyes darted around, like he was scheming something. After a beat, the old man spoke up. Will you join Qingxuan Immortal sect? The crowd erupted in shock. Xiao Mingyu went pale in an instant. Qin Moxiao froze, totally stunned. The Tiangong sword sect disciples exchanged confused glances. I just watched this elder who'd shown up out of nowhere. I was trying to figure out his angle. He wanted me dead a minute ago. Now he's recruiting me. This flip was too fast. Everyone was floored. Song Qinglan held up the fainted Xu Moxuan. His mouth hung open. He even forgot to yell. On the platform, Yu Fu stared at me, like she was rethinking everything. This new guest official of hers, Xiao Mingye, bit her lip hard. Fists clenched white. She was terrified I'd just walk away. Even more scared I really was her master. The whole field went quiet, waiting on my answer. I smiled faintly and eyed the Qingxuan elder. What's in it for me to join Qingxuan Immortal sect? The old man's face shifted. He wasn't expecting that. Qin Moxiao jumped in to accuse me. Arrogant bastard. You're just a fresh, true immortal. Getting into Qingxuan Immortal sect, I ignored him and kept my eyes on the elder. The old man thought it over. I can make you a guest elder. Resources, techniques, pick whatever you want. That offer had everyone gasping. The disciples around me were green with envy. They'd have jumped at it for me. Xiao Mingyue trembled a little. A flash of despair in her eyes. I glanced over at her. That panicked, uneasy face. It warmed my heart, reminding me of the chubby kid from back then. Every time I came out of seclusion, she'd look at me just like that. She always looked at me like that. So what if I don't want her anymore? I looked away and turned to the Qingxuan Immortal sect elder. I shook my head slowly. I'm not going. The whole crowd erupted in an even bigger uproar. Qin Moxiao's eyes went wide, staring at me like I'm nuts. The Qingxuan elder's face darkened completely. Do you even know the consequences of refusing? I'm just a guest elder at Tiangang Sword Sect. I only ascended yesterday and don't want to go anywhere. The old man stared at me for ages. Finally, he snorted and stormed off with a flick of his sleeve. Before he left, he tossed out a line. That made Qin Moxiao's face drop. Qingxuan Immortal Sect won't handle things for Changfeng Pavilion. Qin Moxiao panicked and rushed after him to fix it. But he got shoved back by the elder's guard. He stumbled up from the ground, full of despair. Without Qingxuan's backing, he won't get away with anything anymore. Xiao Mingyu watched him coldly, no sympathy in her eyes. I just stood there, watching the whole mess. Qin Moxiao turned to me, resentment flashing in his eyes. But he didn't dare make a move. He just gritted his teeth and left with his son. The Changfeng Pavilion disciples followed, totally disheveled. The martial arts field exploded in cheers. Tiangong Sword Sect disciples swarmed me, jumping around excited. Song Qinglan pushed through and rushed over. Her eyes were red as she punched me. You scared me to death. I just smiled and didn't say a word. I glanced up at the high platform. Xiao Mingyue was staring at me, blank. Her eyes full of tears, lips moving. In the end, she didn't say anything and turned away. Yu Fu chased after her, leaving me standing there alone. Xu Moxuan finally woke up. He crawled to my feet and hugged my legs, wailing his eyes out. From now on, you're my real brother. Song Qinglan kicked him away in disgust. I looked toward where Xiao Mingyu went and thought, don't worry, little fatty girl. Your master's right here. When I turned around, I saw Yu Fu had come back. She'd returned. She stood there, looking at me with a mix of confusion and curiosity. I played it cool and headed straight back to my place. By the next morning, the martial arts field was buzzing again. Qinmo Xiao showed up with 3 elders, all at Upper Immortal 7th. He declared they'd formally debate the Tao to the death today. Zhao Mingye sat in the sect master's seat, her brows stood beside her, face full of worry. I squeezed into the crowd. Xu Moxuan leaned over and whispered something. He said Qinmo Xiao came prepared this time. Those 3 are all experts. I nodded to show I understood. Qinmo Xiao's voice echoed across the martial arts field as he spoke. In yesterday's debate, my son was outmatched. I admit defeat. But today, I want to experience Tiangang Sword Sect's sword Tao myself. The loser leaves Yuezhou. This is betting the sect's foundation. The whole audience erupted in uproar, went silent. She's not afraid of Qinmo Xiao, but she worries about dragging the sect's disciples into it. Qinmo Xiao saw that and laughed sarcastically. You wastes of Tiangang Sword Sect. Do you only hide behind women? That arrogant guest elder from yesterday? Why is he turned into a coward today? Yu Fu stood up and glared at him coldly. Qinmo Xiao glanced at her with utter disdain. He said Yu Fu's not qualified. He wants to face me. Everyone's eyes turned to me at once. I touched my mask and slowly stepped out of the crowd. Xiao Mingyue tried to stop me, but I shook my head. I walked up to 3 Zhang in front of Kinmo Xiao and stopped. He sized me up, eyes full of killing intent. Yesterday, I spared your life. You won't be so lucky. Cut the nonsense. How do you want to debate? Words won't cut it. Let our actions speak the truth. He wants to clash sword intents. First one to back down loses. I nodded and said, Qin Mo Xiao stepped back. His body erupted with red sword intent. This time, it's way stronger than yesterday. The whole field was bathed in red light, like we'd fallen into a furnace. The watching disciples started retreating one by one. Searing my skin. Xiao Mingyue tries to step in, but Yufu's holding her back. Let him have at it. I think he's more than he seems. I just stand there, feeling that heat wave closing in. Qin Moxiao sees me standing there, and his face darkens. He roars, unleashing his full tribulation fire sword intent. The crimson sword energy erupts into a vast sea of fire. Crashing straight at me. Wherever it hits, the ground cracks and the air warps. I don't budge, just slowly close my eyes. Memories flash through my mind. The bits and pieces of 100,000 years all in those the lower sword Dao insights from years of check-ins. They flicker by. I open my eyes and gently raise my right hand. In an instant, the sky darkens and winds whip around. The clear sky turns pitch black in a heartbeat. Gale force winds howl, dark clouds churning like the apocalypse. Qin Moxiao's sea of fire. It's getting crushed, shattering apart. He stares, wide-eyed and in total disbelief. I gently flick my index finger at the void. Suddenly, countless golden sword lights appear behind me, densely packed, blotting out half the sky, each one radiating a terrifying sword intent. 10,000 swords return to the Someone shouts it out loud. Qin Moxiao's face pales, his body shaking violently. His tribulation fire sword intent against like these, fireflies next to the moon. I press my finger down slightly, aiming at Qin Moxiao. The sword lights in the sky lock onto him, ready to strike. He drops to his knees, a total mess. The red sword energy around him shatters and fades away. He spits up blood, staining the ground ahead. The whole scene goes dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Then, thunderous shouts and chatter erupt. Oh my god, what kind of sword Dao is that? Too terrifying. Completely crushing Qin Moxiao's Furtribution fire sword intent. Qin Moxiao lies there, trembling like a leaf. He looks up at me, eyes full of fear and defiance. Impossible. Absolutely not. You're just a fresh, true immortal. How could you have such insane sword Dao skills? I pull my hand back, and the sword light slowly fade away. She glanced at him, feeling totally at ease. Qin Moxiao coughed up more blood, his face deathly pale. The 3 elders lingered behind him. They shared uneasy looks, too scared to step. Qin Moxiao struggled to his feet and stared me down. Who the hell are you? I didn't say a word, just turned and walked away. As I passed Yufu, I saw her look had completely shifted. From that initial wariness to curiosity, then straight to admiration. She bit her lip, eyes misty, like she wanted to speak but held back. Song Qinglan squeezed in and whispered in my ear. Qing, are you messing around? That's over the top. That's a 5th level sword emperor. I swatted her head away. Cut the nonsense. Shu Moxuan lunged at me, hugging my leg and wailing. Bro, from now on, I'm all yours. I kicked him off and told him to get lost. Xiao Mingyue stood on the high platform, staring at me. Her eyes welled up, lips trembling hard. That silhouette, those moves, that vibe. It was just like the one in my memory. But she couldn't believe it. 13,000 years is forever. Too long to think her master would really show up. I looked up at her, and it hit me hard. That familiar face, full of struggle and hope. I held back and didn't say a word. It wasn't time yet. Qin Moxiao was helped by the 3 elders and slunk away in defeat. Before he left, he glanced back with pure resentment. I knew this wasn't done, but I didn't give a damn. The martial arts field erupted and cheers erupted. Disciples from Tiangong sword sect crowded around me, like I was pushed through and walked up to me. Her face flushed, eyes flickering, like she wanted to say something. She just said one thing. I'll buy you drinks tonight. I was caught off guard. What's with this girl? Song Qinglan rolled her eyes, full of disdain. Shu Moxuan was clinging to my leg. Take me with you. So I kicked him away. Yufu chuckled, her eyes sparkling with mischief. She said it'd be tonight, and she'd cook herself. Before I could answer, Song Qinglan jumped in for me. Yufu shot her a look and said she wasn't invited. Song Qinglan froze in place, his face full of despair. Yufu dragged me all the way to her place. Behind me, Song Qinglan's wails echoed.
And Shu Mokshuan's mocking laughter.
The sun was setting in the west.
The whole sect glowed in golden light.
I glanced at the woman beside me. My face flushed.
I was wondering what she was really up to.
Yufu stopped suddenly and turned to me.
Qinghe, you remind me of someone I met.
I raised an eyebrow,
The
showing
sect
my
master's
doubt.
master.
My heart skipped a beat, but I kept a straight face, because only that person could have taught Ming Yue and had such terrifying swordsmanship talent.
You're overthinking it.
I hope I am. But her eyes said she'd guessed something pretty. I sighed to myself.
This girl's
too smart, hard to fool. We arrived at her residence, an elegant little courtyard. She asked me to wait in the courtyard. Then she headed to the kitchen to get things ready. I lay back on the bamboo chair, staring at the evening sky. I opened the system to check today's gains. Ding! Congratulations! You've completed the act and the
Gain
face slap.
extra cultivation. A warm surge hit my body, and my realm loosened up.
Right at the peak of true immortal, just one step from upper
I
immortal.
smiled. This system's pretty reliable.
When Yufu came out with wine and dishes,
I'd already broken through.
She sat across from me and poured 2 cups. Under the moonlight, her face looked stunning with that blush. She stared at me for a long time, then said, "Qinghe, are you looking for someone?" I set down my cup and met her eyes.
Yesterday, you were zoning out at the
Today,
sect master.
You were lost in thought, watching her go.
Is the person
you're after connected to the sect master? I paused for a second. Yeah, but I can't say yet. Okay, I'll wait till you're ready. But Qinghe, do you know? Ming Yue's had it rough these years. She's holding the sect together all by herself and still searching for her.
Every time there's news on the ascension list,
she has to check it out herself. Never given up for 13,000 years. I gripped the wine glass a little tighter. A wave of heartache and guilt hit me hard. That little chubby girl has really grown up. She's been through so much hardship.
I don't know who you are,
but if it's really her, please recognize her soon. She's exhausted and needs someone to lean on. I stayed silent for a long time. Yufu laughed, her smile sparkling with tears. It's getting late. You should head back. I nodded and slipped out of the small courtyard into the night. Walking under the moonlight, my heart just wouldn't settle. Behind me, Yufu's voice floated out,
Qinghe,
ethereal. No matter who you are,
I wait for you.
I paused, then kept walking without looking back. Back at the residence, Song Qinglan was squatting by the door. She shot me a resentful look. Qinghe, you're choosing romance over
I smacked her on the head and told her to go back to sleep.
She clutched her head and bolted, glaring at me the whole way.
Lying in bed,
I just stared at the beam in a daze.
Xiaoming Ye,
Yufu, Song Qinglan, and those
this
spirit
disciples.
Worlds getting more interesting by the day.
The next morning, the martial arts field's buzzing again.
Shu Mokshuan burst in, pale and sweating buckets.
Oh no!
Qingshan Immortal Sect's got people
This time,
coming. They're here to denounce us. I just settled into the bamboo chair. Shu Mokshuan stumbled into the courtyard. His face was pale and drenched in sweat. Qingshan Immortal Sect's paradigm's
that
on their way.
golden-robed elder from yesterday.
This time, they're not just
They're
passing
heading straight
by.
for Tiangong Sword Sect.
With 18 white-clothed sword attendants in tow, I slowly sat up in the bamboo chair and stretched out lazily. Shu Mokshuan was pacing around, frantic, asking what to do.
I don't know.
What can we do? Just go meet them. Song Qinglan rushes in from outside. Her face is pale, drained of
She
color.
grabs my sleeve.
Qing, don't go. Those people are terrifying. I ruffle her hair. Not going would just make things worse. The 3 of us staggered toward the martial arts field. In the distance, a massive spiritual boat hovers in the sky. It's solid gold, radiating an overwhelming aura. At the bow, a golden-robed elder stands with his hands clasped behind his back. Behind him, 18 white-clothed sword attendants line up perfectly. Even the weakest is at the peak of true immortal realm. On the field, Tiangong Sword Sect disciples stand in tense silence. Up on the platform, Zhao Mingyu's face is ashen. Her fingers clenched, sticks close to her. Her hand rests on the sword hilt, ready to draw. Several female elders surround them, on full alert. The golden-robed elder's voice thunders across the field. He's demanding people outright, aggressive and unyielding. Xiao Mingyue steps up, arguing her case without flinching. The golden-robed elder snorts, brushing her off completely. He waves his hand, and the 18 sword attendants draw their swords as one. The sword light blasts into the sky, lighting up half the horizon. The disciples panic and fall back. The martial arts field erupts into chaos. Totally arrogant.
Completely
I'm munching
arrogant.
on an apple off to the side while I slowly weave through the crowd and head in. Shu Moshuan's legs buckle like he's about to kneel. I haul him up by his collar. Song Qinglan's face is pale, but she's still following stubbornly. We reach the center of the field, and I look up at the golden-robed elder. He stares down at me, eyes full of disdain and a mocking smirk. He sizes me up, a contemptuous smile tugging at his mouth. He demands I cripple my own cultivation and come with him for punishment. He says if I don't, he'll wipe out the entire Tiangang sword sect. Xiaoming Yue rushes over and plants herself in front of me. She stands her ground, unfazed by the crushing pressure. Yufu steps up too, drawing her sword to cover my other side. Several female elders move forward, forming a line. The golden-robed elder smirks. He raises his hand, and a terrifying pressure crashes down from above. Xiao Mingye and the others go pale, swaying on their feet. The disciples are pinned to the ground. Can't move. I feel the weight bearing down on me, but that's all it is. The spiritual power in me kicks in, easily shaking it off. I gave Xiao Mingye's shoulder a quick pat, signaling her to step back. When she turned to me, her eyes were already red and brimming with tears. But she just bit her lip, shook her head, and refused to budge. You're the sect master, and I'm the guest elders handle the tough jobs. So don't try to compete with me. She froze, tears welling in her eyes. I walked past her, stepped up, and looked the golden-robed elder in the eye. Impossible. The golden-robed elder's face darkened, a flash of killing intent in his eyes. A terrifying pressure crashed down on me, alone. Xiao Mingyue cried out in shock, desperate to rush in and save me. Yufu held her tight, shaking her head to hold her back. I stood my ground, unflinching, and almost felt like laughing. This pressure isn't even as strong as big earth dog's fart back in the lower realm. After 100,000 years in the lower realm, I've seen every kind of reaction from me. The golden-robed elder's face finally shifted. He widened his eyes, staring at me in total disbelief. Impossible. What the hell is your realm? I just ascended to true immortal 9th heaven yesterday. Impossible. Is that a problem? A true immortal can't handle my pressure. I was done with the bullshit, so I raised my hand and gave a gentle wave. An invisible ripple spread out from my palm. The entire Tiangong sword sect's ground trembled slightly. Then, golden lights blazed up from all directions. Array patterns surged from the ground, weaving together. A massive light shield enveloped the whole sect in an instant. The golden-robed elder's face twisted in shock as he yelled. He stood there frozen, eyes wide with disbelief. He just kept shouting. No way. Unbelievable. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. That protective sect array needs months of prep and a ton of rare materials. That's because folks in your spirit world are way too weak. After 100,000 years in the lower realm, my array skills are maxed out. Setups like this, I can throw together 7 or 8 easy. The golden-robed elder didn't buy it and sent a sword attendant to test it. The sword attendant swung at the light shield and got hurled back instantly. He spat blood and hit the ground, out cold. The whole scene erupted in chaos. Everyone was totally stunned. Xiaoming Yue's mouth dropped open, staring at me like I was some monster. Yufu's eyes flickered as she murmured something under her breath. Xu Mo Xuan dropped to his knees, grabbing my leg. He broke down crying, admitting he was a fool before. Song Qinglan kicked him aside, full of disdain. I brushed those two off and turned to the old man in the golden robe. The old man in the golden robe looked absolutely... He gritted his teeth, speechless. The 18 sword attendants surrounded him, watching me like hawks. So you guys, get out of here. I won't hold it against you. But go back and tell your sect master this. From now on, the Tiangong sword sect anyone who touches it dies. Fear no enemy. The old man in the golden robe stared me down for a long time. Finally, he gritted his teeth, muttered, "Withdraw," and stormed off. The spirit boat swung around and sped off toward the horizon. The sky outside the shield cleared up again. The martial arts field erupted in cheers. The disciples crowded around me, firing off questions left and right. All right, break it up. Go on. Get back to what you were doing. Xiao Mingye just stood there, staring at me in a daze. Her eyes welled up with tears, and her lips trembled. Before she could get a word out, Yu Fu stepped up and whispered in her ear. Xiao Mingyue nodded and headed out of the martial arts field. She looked so alone and fragile, it broke your heart. I felt a stab in my chest and almost went after her. Not yet, but I held just a little longer. Xu Mo Xuan was still clinging to my leg, sobbing his heart out. He cried that he wanted to be my disciple and would do anything for it. Song Qinglan rolled her eyes, totally over it. At that moment, a cold hum echoed from the sky. It was the old man in the golden robe's voice, ringing out everywhere. Who the hell are you? Give me your name. I glanced up at the sky, smiled, and kept quiet. Fear no enemy. Xu Mo Xuan shuddered. Brother. He wouldn't let it go. Song Qinglan leaned in and asked quietly, Qinghe, who are you really? I'm your brother. Don't overthink it. Cut it out. My brother's not that powerful. He glanced toward where Xiao Mingyue had gone. and thought to himself, "Little fatty girl,
Your master's
hang it
right here.
Nobody's gonna mess with you.
This Qingxuan Immortal sect's a joke.
There are bigger players behind them. But hey, bring 'em on, one at a time or all together. I've been stuck in this lower realm for 100,000 years. Time to shake off the rust."
I slept like a rock.
In my dreams, it was all that little chubby girl from down below.
The next morning,
Song Qinglan's scream woke me up. She burst in, pointing at the sky, yelling for me to look. I rubbed my eyes and headed to the yard, glancing up. The ascension list in the sky was glowing with golden light. My name was right there, front and center.
Guchongqing,
Jushao Continent.
It said, True Immortal Peak,
with an upward
right after
arrow. Song Qinglan stared at me for ages, eyes full of suspicion. I yawned and brushed it off, said it was just a coincidence.
She rolled her eyes,
not buying it,
but she didn't push it and bolted out the door.
Inferior. Outside, everything was total chaos.
All the Tiangong Sword Sect disciples were craning their necks
pointing
up,
at the ascension list and buzzing about it.
Someone shouted he hit true Immortal Peak in just one day.
Another said it had to be some kind of prodigy reborn.
I lounged on the bamboo chair,
munching an apple and enjoying.
Mochuan dashed in from outside, face
Brother,
flushed.
You see that Guchongqing on the list?
I saw it. What's the big deal?
In one day, from true Immortal 6th level straight to the peak.
Ultimate prodigy right there.
I just smiled and kept eating my apple. No comment. That's when I heard those whooshing sounds from the horizon. More than a dozen lights streaked across the sky, heading straight for us. They halted outside the sect and materialized Fok. Scouts and envoys from all sorts of factions. Some in Qingxuan Immortal sect gear, looking all imposing. Others from different sects, packed with serious power. And a few lone heavy hitters, perched on the clouds, staring down. Shumo went pale as a ghost.
We're exposed.
Exposed how? I haven't broken any rules.
You crippled Qin Yi Chen.
Slapped Qingxuan Immortal sect and nothing
now
in the face. Ascension list shows your power exploding. Those folks are gonna think you've got secrets. I nodded. Yeah, that makes sense. Then, I just kept lounging, cool as ever. Not suddenly possible. No sooner had I spoken than a call came from outside. Qingxuan Immortal sect sent another one. An elder from the Xuan generation. He's one rank higher than yesterday's golden-robed elder. I stood up, stretched, and headed outside. The martial arts field was already packed with people. A gray-robed old man with a haggard face was hovering in the sky. His power was 10 times stronger than yesterday's. Behind him, 20 purple-clothed sword attendants, full of murderous Yue stood on the high platform, looking serious. Yufu was right beside her, hand on her sword hilt. Several female elders surrounded them, ready for anything. The gray-robed elder spoke up, demanding an explanation. His voice was hoarse and grating, like a broken gong. Yue stepped forward, ready to speak. I patted her shoulder, signaling her to step back. I walked to the center of the martial arts field and looked up at the gray-robed elder. He stared down at me, his eyes flickering with uncertainty. He scanned me up and down, trying to size up my background. You're that Guchongqing on the ascension list, right? There are plenty of people with the same name out there. He sneered, not buying it for a second. Ascending to true Immortal Peak in just one day? Unheard of in history. Either you've got some great treasure, or you're messing with dark arts. Today, you're coming with me for investigation. No way. If I don't go, then what? He waved his hand, and the 20 purple-clothed sword attendants. Their sword light shot into the sky, turning half of it purple. The terrifying sword intent blanketed the entire Tiangong sword sect. The disciples were crushed, struggling to breathe. I stood there, feeling the sword intent wash over me. In my mind, I quietly gauged its strength. I realized it wasn't even as strong as that cricket I raised in the lower world. The gray-robed elder saw I wasn't budging, and his face then, another disturbance hit the horizon. A golden light streaked toward us at incredible speed. In an instant, it was above the martial arts field. The newcomer was a majestic, middle-aged man. His presence was even stronger than the gray-robed elders. The gray-robed elder's expression shifted as he bowed in greeting. He called him the Qingxuan Immortal Sect's enforcement elder. The golden-robed, middle-aged man waved him off and turned to me. After sizing me up, his eyes flickered. He turned and whispered something to the gray-robed elder. The gray-robed elder's face twisted through emotions before he nodded. The golden-robed, middle-aged man turned to me and said, "We're letting this slide for today, but we'll look into your background thoroughly." With that, he turned and walked out with the crew. They blew in and out just as fast. No way! Left me totally baffled. Are they just messing with me? The martial arts field buzzed with chatter. Xiaoming Yue stood there, staring at me in a daze. Her eyes welled with tears, her lips trembling hard. Those 3 words, Guchongqing, on the ascension list. She's waited 13,000 years, way too long. But is this Qinghe really him? She didn't dare ask or check, scared of false hope.
Yu Fu stepped over and gently took her hand. Xiaoming Yue's tears finally spilled over.
I stood back, watching, and felt a pang in my chest.
But I held back and stayed put. Song Qinglan leaned in and whispered to
You're
me.
Gu Changqing, right?
I rubbed her head and kept quiet. Shu Mo Xuan lunged for my leg, but I kicked him away. Right then, another light streaked across the sky. It hit the edge of the field. A woman in black, tall, with a cold, beautiful face and a chilling vibe. She headed straight for me, eyes full of scrutiny.
I'm an elder from the Misty Immortal
Palace.
I'm here to take you to the Palace Master.
As soon as Misty Immortal Palace hit the air, everyone gasped.
That's a top force in the spirit world, even stronger than Qingshuan Immortal.
Immortal.
She said the Palace Master sensed an old friend's aura on me. My heart skipped. Another disciple? After 100,000 years in the lower realm, disciples
I
pile
shook my
up.
head. I've got
The
no
woman in
time
black
frowned and stared me down for ages.
Finally,
she tossed out a word and turned to go.
Misty Immortal Palace is
3
waiting
days
for you.
or deal with the
With
fallout
that,
yourself.
she turned to light and vanished into the sky.
The field erupted again.
The disciples stared at me like I was some monster. Both Qingshuan Immortal Sect and Misty Immortal
What's this
Palace
guy's
background. I stretched and headed back. Song Qinglan and Shu Mo Xuan trailed
The people
behind.
you've
ticked off keep piling up. We'll handle what comes when it does it. That evening, I stood at the courtyard
Gazing at the
door.
night sky.
The ascension list still flashed.
Those 3 words, Gu Changqing, glowed
I sighed.
golden.
Can't hide it anymore.
Just then, a breeze swept in.
A figure appeared out of nowhere in the courtyard corner. There he was, an old man with white hair, a weathered face. He stared at me for what felt like forever. His eyes lit up with excitement.
Master Li.
I studied him closely and finally realized who he was.
It was that old earth dog who guarded the gate down below.
Never thought he'd pull it off. Transformed into the Demon Emperor. He'd come straight from the demon realm in the dead of night. All because he saw my name on the Ascension list. That familiar vibe made him race millions of miles overnight. Standing there in front of me, his weathered face broke into a smile. The second I recognized him, warmth flooded my heart. After 100,000 years down there, even the dog ascends and becomes the Demon Emperor. He looked me over. You've changed a lot. How are your disciples holding up in the spirit world?
They're all good.
Each one's turned into
Their
a big
reach
shop.
spans
all 9 provinces.
But for
13,000 years, they've been searching for you.
No luck whatsoever.
Every time the Ascension list stirs,
And every time,
they come back empty-handed.
Don't
Until
tip
now.
off those disciples yet.
I've got some things to handle. Can't reveal myself just yet. He nodded, got it, but looked worried. He's scared I can't handle the spirit world's mess alone. This little thing won't stop me. Those 100,000 years down there weren't for nothing.
Flower.
Master
Li
Li
then
but
said,
he'll watch from the shadows. Just
Tell
in
the
case.
disciples
I'm fine. Once I sort this out, I'll come find them. He hesitated, but finally nodded. Before he left, he glanced back, full of reluctance.
After all,
that 100,000-year bond from down below. Then, in a flash, he vanished into the night. Like he was never there, no trace at all. I stood in the courtyard, staring at the night sky, remembering that earth dog, lounging at the gate. Whenever things were quiet, he'd wag his tail and follow me around. Then one day, he transformed into a demon and ascended.
That's it.
I kinda regretted not having anyone guard the door anymore. I never thought I'd see you again, after 13,000 years. And now you're a demon emperor, a big name in the demon world.
Time flies.
Everything's changed. Those disciples have all ascended, turned into big shots. Even the dog became a demon emperor and is doing great. Me? I've been stuck in the lower realm for 100,000
Finally
years.
ascended, but still hiding out, Ba.
Ah, well, I can take my time and
See what
mess
kind of
with
people
them.
my disciples have become.
Especially Xiaoming Yue, that little
She's
chubby
right
girl
in front
of me, but I can't show myself. Watching her cry breaks my heart. But I have to hold back. Wait a bit
till
longer.
I deal
with these troublemakers. Then I'll reunite with her in style. Song Qinglan poked her head out from the room and glanced around. She saw me standing in the yard, lost in thought. I lay back on the bamboo chair, staring at the Ascension
night
list
sky.
is still flashing, my name standing out. Now the whole spirit world knows
Things
about
are about to
Guqing.
get busy.
But hey, that's fine. It saves me
Let
the
them
trouble
come
of
to me.
That night, I lay on the
My
bamboo
disciples
chair.
are
Probably getting restless. Thinking about it, it's kind of funny. They've
Now
all
they're
become
searching everywhere for their master, like a game
As
of
I
hide
thought
and
about
seek.
it, I couldn't help but smile. Suddenly, I felt a faint killing intent drifting in.
I narrowed my eyes and pretended to be asleep.
In my head, I was smirking. Who's this fool? Middle of the night, not sleeping, coming to get
No
themselves.
fear at all.
That killing intent's getting closer, right outside the yard now.
Through
No fear from
half-closed-
me.
The movements are smooth, landing without a sound.
Black
Definitely an
clothes,
face covered, aura hidden, but not from me.
5th level of upper immortal. 2 realms above Qin
Looks like
Moxiao.
Qingshuan
Immortal sect is getting desperate.
The enforcement elder said they'd hold off, but tonight they send an assassin.
That black-clad assassin stands in the yard, scanning
His
around.
gaze
Sweeps over the bamboo chair I'm on and lingers.
Probably checking if I'm asleep.
I turn over and fake a snore.
He sneers,
Pulls out a dagger and gets ready.
I deliberately shift and let out a fake snore.
He sneers, flips his hand, and draws a dagger.
He sneers,
Pulls out a dagger with a flick of his wrist.
That dagger's pitch black, soaked in poison.
He creeps up on me, step by step, silent
He
as a
stops
ghost.
right in front of the chair and
Lifts his arm, right as he's about to strike. I snap my eyes open and flash him a grin. He's stunned, eyes wide with shock.
I flick my hand and nail the dagger.
The force numbs his hand, sending him stumbling back.
What's
So
so
incredible?
What?
He stares, eyes wide, in total
He can
disbelief.
tell I'm just at true immortal peak.
How can I have that kind of strength? I sit up slowly from the chair and stretch. His face twists, and he lunges with the dagger again.
This time,
He's 10 times faster, packed with terrifying
dodge and
power.
slap
his wrist.
he grunts as the dagger flies from his grip.
Horror flashes in his eyes as he bolts back. I stand and brush the dust off my clothes. He grits his teeth, his aura flaring up. The full pressure of a 5th level upper immortal blasts out.
The courtyard
shakes, ground cracking under the force.
He
punches, his fist turning into a roaring tiger. I punch back, meeting it straight on.
A massive
After
bang
the explosion, he flies back, smashing through the wall. I stand there, steady as a rock, not even winded.
He staggers up,
Blood trickling from his mouth.
He
Eyes
mutters,
filled. Impossible. At true immortal peak, I'm enough to
He
beat
grits
you.
his teeth and says he doesn't believe this.
He forms hand seals. Spiritual power
A
surging
massive
wild.
sword
Shadow forms above him.
Sword intent shoots to the sky, lighting up the night.
It's the Qingshuan sect's move. Xuan Tian's
He
sword.
roars
as the sword shadow slashes at me. What's so inferior about that? I look up at the sword shadow, calm as ever. After 100,000 years in the lower realm, I've seen better.
Without moving, I just raise a finger.
A golden light blasts from my finger, striking it head on. It shatters with a boom, bursting into light particles. He spits blood, face pale as death. He turns and bolts, fast as a rabbit. In a flash, he's at the wall, ready to climb. Right then, terrifying demonic energy crashes down from the sky. The courtyard trembles, air freezing solid. The assassin froze, rooted to the spot. A golden beam of light slammed down in front of him. It was that massive earth dog from last night, big as a small mountain. Its golden fur gleamed in the moonlight. The demon emperor's aura made it hard to breathe. The assassin was terrified. His legs buckled. The big dog lifted its paw and gave a gentle pat. The assassin screamed and got flung dozens of yards away. He crashed into the mountain wall and blacked out. I stared at the big dog in front of me, completely
Didn't I
stunned.
tell you
to head back to the demon realm and watch the
Why'd you come
disciples?
back?
The big dog turned and looked at me. Its eyes were full of affection and lingering
I was guarding
fear.
nearby just now.
I sensed the killing intent and bolted over,
I nodded.
feeling warmth in my
After
heart.
all,
A dog I've raised for 100,000 years
it
is more
stepped
loyal.
towards me.
Its huge body rubbed against me.
Okay.
It whined and wagged its tail like a fan. Just then, Song Qinglan burst out of the room. She'd heard the noise and came to check. At first glance, she saw me being nuzzled by this
After
huge
screaming,
dog. She realized it was that demon emperor
She
from
stood
last.
there,
Stunned, speechless
She
for a
almost
while. Fainted.
but Shu Mo Swan caught her.
Xu Mok Xuan ran over too. He saw the big dog, and his legs
He
turned
dropped to his
jelly.
knees,
Trembling, frozen
The
in
big
place.
dog
ignored them and kept rubbing its head against me. Song Qinglan pulled herself together and hid to the side, watching. The big dog suddenly remembered something and looked at me
told
seriously.
me the
disciples had already set out. Some closer ones will arrive in a day or two, but some have been intercepted on the way. Someone doesn't want us, master and disciples,
They're setting
to
up checkpoints everywhere in the spirit world.
The people
to
the
intercept.
disciples sent have all been targeted.
What's there to
Those
fear?
weaklings. I was silent for a few seconds, lost in
It seems
thought.
what we said before is true. There are people in the spirit world scheming in the shadows.
Even it couldn't uncover their backgrounds back.
I nodded to show I understood. It wanted to investigate secretly, but I shook my head to stop it.
Better not tip them off. Let's wait for them to make a move. It hesitated a second, then nodded too. Before it left, it glanced back at me, full of reluctance.
Then it leaped into the air and soared up,
vanished into the vast night. Shu Mokshuan lay on the ground forever.
Couldn't get up.
Song Qinglan kicked him once, and he snapped out of it.
She
turned to me, eyes full of mixed emotions, guessing I was still hiding secrets from them. I didn't explain, just rubbed her head. Right then, a groan came from afar. That assassin woke up, struggling to get up. I walked over, squatted down, and
told
looked
him
him
to
in
go
the
back
eye. And tell the Qingxuan Immortal sect master.
If they send anyone else,
It won't just be fainting next time.
He nodded desperately and scrambled off.
Song Qinglan said, just letting him
I
go
smiled.
like that? Killing him's pointless.
Shu Mokshuan
got up, face full of admiration. No idea why. I stretched and said, lay back
Let's
on
head
the
back
bamboo chair, staring at the night sky in a
Big
daze.
Dog's message had me on edge. Those disciples are all heading this way,
But someone's intercepting them on the road. The spirit world's waters run deeper than I thought.
Someone doesn't
want me and my disciples to
Who could it
be? Those families my disciples ticked off? Or is it aimed at me? I've ruffled plenty of feathers in the lower realm after all. As I thought about it, my mouth curled up. The more chaotic, the better. It'll loosen me up. 10,000 years in the lower realm were a bore. Song Qinglan grabbed a stool and sat beside me, keeping
Said she
watch.
was worried
in case another assassin showed up.
if they come,
It's perfect
you
for
just act
practice.
tough.
I didn't say a word, closed my eyes, and pretended
In
to
my
sleep.
head,
I was already planning the next
Qingxuan
move. Immortal sect won't let this slide. Piao Miao Immortal Palace is still waiting on me
Now
for
there's
3
an
days.
extra
Hidden force in the mix. Things are getting lively. Xiao Ming Yue, that little fatty, must have seen the ascension
What's
list
her
by now.
mood?
Excited or hesitant? Should I go test her tomorrow? Nah, better wait a bit. Wait till all threats are gone. Then I can properly acknowledge this
As the
disciple.
night deepened,
The whole sect went quiet.
Only
Only the ascension list still flickered in the sky. My name's pure gold, impossible to miss. This night's gonna be a sleepless one. But I don't care anyway. I don't need to cultivate. I can level up just by lying down. It's that
The next morning,
the courtyard was buzzing with activity. Song Qinglan came in with breakfast, his hand shaking. A bunch of people showed up outside, all wanting to see me. I stretched and told them to come in. The first one rushing in was a woman in red. She was petite, with delicate features and red-rimmed eyes. Seeing me, she froze for a second, then threw herself
She buried
at me. Her face in my arms and burst into
13,000
tears. years of longing, all pouring out in tears. This is my youngest disciple from back then, Su Shaoxuan. In the lower realm, she cried at the drop of a hat. Now, she's a renowned alchemy master in the spirit realm. She looked up at me, her face streaked with tears. She looked so upset, like a little kid.
Behind
It was
her,
heart. Followed a man in green robes.
This
This is the bookworm from back then, Chen Shuyan. He used to bury himself in books all day.
Now he's the
master of the Star Pavilion, a
He
major
stepped
figure.
forward
and bowed deeply to me. His eyes were slightly red.
At that
Full of
moment,
a golden light descended from the sky. The big earth dog returned, landing in the courtyard. It transformed into human form, becoming
It
an
walked
old
up to
man
me
and bowed respectfully. Su Xiaozuan and Chen Shuyan saw it and froze. They recognized it as the watchdog from back then. Su Xiaoxuan let go of my arm and examined it. The big earth dog nodded in greeting. Song Qinglan stood nearby, staring in utter shock. The alchemy master, the Star Pavilion master,
They're
the
all
demon
my
disciples. What kind of sect is
Shu
this?
Mo
Xuan knelt down properly. Su Xiaoxuan stared at me for a long time and
She
furrowed
noticed
her
my
brow. Aura was off, only at the peak of true immortal. But last night, that upper immortal 5th level assassin was beaten by me until he was scrambling like a grandson. Chen Shuyan stepped forward, his face serious. He brought a shocking piece of news. In the spirit realm, there's a mysterious organization in hunting down heavenly talents who ascended from the lower
Especially
realm.
those
Who've built up deeply in the lower realm.
Because the Tao they comprehended is too strong.
It would affect the balance of power in the spirit realm. Behind the Hunter Alliance are several top-tier forces. They don't want to see new powerhouses rise. They don't want any new powerhouses emerging. They'll strike when ascenders are weak. Some get assassinated, Others have their powers crippled. And some are forced to join and used for their own gain. As I listened, a chill ran down my spine. For 100,000 years in the lower realm, I couldn't sense
Was this messed with by the Hunter Alliance too? Chen Shuyan saw what I was thinking and nodded. They investigated for ages and found some clues.
Back then, I was in seclusion for 100,000.
It was the Hunter Alliance tampering with it in secret.
They set up blocks in the lower realm to mess with the heavenly Tao's
making
sensing.
it impossible for me to break through that last barrier.
Until 100,000 years later, when my cultivation
strong enough
got that this world couldn't handle it anymore.
Only then did I finally break the block and ascend. Su Xiaoshuan was so furious she stomped her feet.
A fierce glint flashed in the big Earth Dog's eyes. His
the Hunter Alliance has already made their move.
They know you've ascended, Master, and all sorts of forces are hunting you.
They've set up ambushes all over the spirit world.
Many of our people have been intercepted foreign, and some are seriously hurt, laid up recovering.
I frowned.
My heart sinking.
The Hunter Alliance is gunning for my people.
Another set of footsteps echoed from outside.
A woman in white stood at the courtyard gate. She stared at me, blank, her eyes
it's
red.
Xiao Mingye, that little chubby girl.
She just stood there, frozen.
Tears streamed down her face silently.
Su Xiaoshuan saw her and called out, "Senior sister!"
Xiao Mingye ignored her, just staring at me. For 13,000 years, she waited that long. From that little chubby girl in the lower realm to now. She's become the sect master of Tiangong Sword
But
Sect.
to me,
she's still that. Little girl who loved eating watermelon. She walked toward me, step by step. She stopped in front of me, trembling a little. She raised her hand to touch my face, but pulled back. Her lips trembled, words failing her. I sighed and hugged her. She stiffened up, then broke into sobs. All those 13,000 years of hurt poured out. I patted her back, trying to comfort her. Su Xiaoshuan was tearing up beside us. Song Qinglan was totally stunned, eyes wide. Xu Mokshuan knelt there, frozen. The big Earth Dog shifted to human form, standing there with red eyes.
Chen Shuyan turned away, wiping his tears secretly.
After all that time, Xiao Mingye finally stopped crying. She looked up at me, eyes all swollen. I wiped the tears from her face. She bit her lip, looking so wronged. I told her I was scared of freaking her out, scared of throwing off the plan. She leaned on me and wouldn't let go. That's when a whooshing sound hit from outside. A black streak of light shot into the courtyard. There it was. A black feathered arrow nailed to the wall. The arrow had a letter tied to it, giving off a weird vibe. Chen Shuyan's face dropped as he stepped in front of me. The big Earth Dog shifted back and blocked the way. Xiao Mingye and Su Xiaoshuan drew their swords at once. I walked over, pulled down the letter, and opened it. The letter had just a few lines in blood-red script. 7 days from now, at the Spirit Realm's Tianjiao
Public
execution of Gu Changqing's disciples. If you want to save them, Gu Chongqing has to show up. Otherwise, none of them make it out alive. I handed the letter to Chen Shuyan. He read it, his face turning ashen, fingers shaking. The big Earth Dog turned human, eyes blazing with fury. Xiao Mingye leaned in to see, her face going pale. Su Xiaoshuan was shaking with rage. This was way over the line. Chen Shuyan said it was a trap to force me out. Xiao Mingye grabbed my sleeve, holding on tight. Su Xiaoshuan suggested we lay low to dodge the worst. Chen Shuyan paused, then shared his hunch. The Hunter Alliance isn't just after me. They're targeting every talent from the lower realms. Someone's pulling strings for a bigger game. They want to control all the Ascenders in the spirit realm. I nodded. I'd already figured that much. The big Earth Dog said we should check the details first. I shook my head. No need. In 7 days, I'll go meet them myself. Xiao Mingye got anxious, worried my skills weren't up to it. True Immortal Peak will handle them just fine. Su Xiaoshuan said she'd come with me. Chen Shuyan said his disciples would join too. The big Earth Dog vowed to watch my back. Looking at my disciples, I felt a warm rush. Those 100,000 years in the lower realm, not one of them backs down. Then let's go together and show the Hunter Alliance what it means for Master and disciples to stand united. Xiao Mingye held my hand and wouldn't let go. I rubbed her head. Don't worry. I've been stuck in this lower realm for 100,000 years. I was just worried no one would play with me. She laughed through her tears, smiling like a kid. Su Xiaoshuan came over, wanting to rub my head too, and rubbed her head. Chen Shuyan coughed lightly from the side. I patted his shoulder. It's not easy. You've grown up too. His face turned red. The disciples several thousand years old. You're all just kids. Song Qinglan watched all this, jealous as hell. She had this look, like she wanted to say something but held back. Su Xiaoshuan glanced at her, full of curiosity. Xiao Mingye looked at her, curious too. Song Qinglan puffed out her chest. I'm the personal guard.
Su Xiaoshuan was stunned and looked at me.
I smiled and filled her in on what happened.
Xiaoming Yue sighed and said I was a fool. Xu Mokshuan got up from the ground, his face full of admiration.
Bro,
you should have said something earlier.
I was almost scared to death
a bit more relaxed, but I know that tough battle in 7 days won't be easy. The Hunter Alliance issued a challenge, so they're ready.
Doesn't matter. Fight one, take them on.
If 2 come, handle both. Whatever shows
Trapped
up.
for 100,000 years, I'm fed up and ready to fight. Xiao Mingyue leaned against me and whispered,
Master, this time, don't leave me behind again.
Won't.
She laughed, tears still on her face, but her smile was beautiful and bright.
Su Xiaoxuan squeezed over and hugged my other arm.
Chen Chuyan stood guard quietly from the side. The big earth dog turned human and watched the gate. Looking at my disciples, I felt at ease. For 13,000 years, they've waited for me.
Now it's my turn to wait for them.
Wait for the spiritual realm's Tianjiao assembly in 7 what the Hunter Alliance is really made of.
7 days flew by. The spiritual realm's Tianjiao assembly is at the central Tianjiao
All kinds of forces gathered, packed with people.
The Hunter Alliance set up a ring on the stage.
They're threatening to publicly execute
Gu Chongqing's disciple,
forcing that hiding turtle to show his face.
The news spread through the spirit world, drawing crowds of
Some
spectators.
are just here for the show, others looking to stir up trouble.
And some want to see what Gu Chongqing's really made of.
The entire Tiangong sword sect's on high alert. Xiao Mingyu headed out early with her disciples. Su Xiaoxuan and Chen Chuyan are fully prepped and ready.
The big earth dog's back in its true form, looking
I strolled
massive.
out of the courtyard, casual as
watching
can
my
be.
disciples tense up like they're facing a real threat.
I couldn't help but smile. Hey, don't be so nervous.
Xiao Mingyue came over and tugged at my sleeve,
her eyes full of worry and reluctance. Su Xiaoshuan hugged my arm tight. Chen Shuyan stood there, dead serious.
The big earth dog stuck by my side, not
Song
budging.
Qinglan and Xu Mokshuan insisted on tagging
We set
along.
off in a big group toward the Tianjiao platform.
When we got there, the area around Tianjiao platform was packed. Representatives from various forces sat up on the high platform.
Qingchuan Immortal Sect and Piao Miao Immortal Palace were
The
among
Hunter
them.
Alliance folks took the center of the arena.
A black-robed elder stood on stage, sneering
He's the
away.
Hunter Alliance leader, with half-step golden immortal
His
power.
aura was overwhelming, making it hard to even breathe.
Under the stage, dozens of Hunter Alliance experts stood
Each one
ready,
at upper immortal level, radiating
and
killing
a bunch of
intent.
ascenders under their control, with blank
The
stares.
moment we
showed up, everyone turned to stare. Some recognized Zhao Mingye as Tiangong sword sex
Some
master.
spotted
Su Xiaoxuan, the master alchemist. Some knew Chen Qian as Star Pavilion's leader.
Some identified the big earth dog as the demon realm's emperor.
But all eyes ended up on me. My true immortal peak cultivation had people sneering.
A true immortal peak showing up to die?
The Hunter Alliance leader looked at me with total disdain. Is that Gu Chongqing? A true immortal peak thinks he's a prodigy? A wave of harsh laughter erupted from the crowd.
I stood there, calm and unfazed.
Xiao Mingyue was shaking with anger, ready to argue.
I patted her shoulder, signaling to hold off.
The big earth dog went up first, transforming into its true form and leaping onto the
Hunter
arena.
Alliance
sent out an expert at upper immortal sevenfold.
He'd just drawn his sword, gearing up to strike.
That expert had just drawn his sword and was about to attack.
The big earth dog's paw swats out, fast as lightning.
That expert couldn't even react. He was sent flying. He crashes under the stage, spitting blood, and can't get up.
The whole audience erupts.
No one expected the demon emperor
Hunter
to be...
Alliance leader's face darkens, and he
The second
waves his
opponent's up, an upper immortal at the 8th level. He's gripping a black, long knife, radiating killing intent.
The big earth dog swats with one paw again.
The guy raises his knife to block, but he's sent flying with it. He crashes under the stage and passes out.
The whole audience bursts into exclamations.
The demon emperor's strength is terrifying.
The Hunter Alliance leader's face turns ashen, and he
steps
down himself, unleashing the full pressure of a half-step
big earth
gold
dog
feels the pressure, its fur
but
standing
it
on
stands
end.
firm on the stage, not budging. I glance at Su Xiaoxuan and nod. She steps forward quietly, like she's giving the big earth dog a pill. In reality, she flicks her fingertip, sending out a puff of powder.
It's colorless, odorless, drifting on the wind.
That's her specially
refined poison,
tailored for high cultivation experts. Colorless, odorless,
it makes
and
their
invisible.
spiritual energy circulation grind to a halt.
The Hunter Alliance leader doesn't notice a thing. He sneers and strides toward the big earth dog, raising his hand to strike.
The big earth dog charges in to meet the palm head-on.
With a boom, the whole stage shakes. The big earth dog staggers back a few steps. The Hunter Alliance leader retreats a step, his face shifting. He feels his internal spiritual energy acting up, but he brushes it off, thinking it's just from overexertion.
He strikes again, slapping another palm at the big earth dog.
This one's even stronger than the last.
The big earth dog grits its teeth and takes it head on.
Its
stumbling
injuries
back.
worsen, but it holds the stage.
Su Xiaoxuan looks at me,
Questioning.
It's fine.
She flicks her fingertip a few times, sending more powder toward the
Still
stage.
colorless, odorless, and silent. As the Hunter Alliance leader throws his third palm,
suddenly, his internal spiritual energy power drops, and the big earth dog blocks
his face twists. He's been poisoned, and he roars.
You actually use poison.
The audience below erupts again. The Hunter Alliance crew rushes the stage to surround and attack. Xiaoming Yue draws her sword, ready to charge. Gears up to join the fight.
I reach out, stopping them, and step forward
step
myself.
by step. I walk onto
Everyone's
the stage.
Staring at me.
The Hunter Alliance leader's glaring at me, murder in his eyes.
The coward finally shows his face. I face him, calm as ever.
A surge of hot energy floods my body. The spiritual power from my check-ins explodes right now. My cultivation blasts from true immortal peak to upper immortal in an instant. First heaven, second, then third. It rockets straight to upper immortal third heaven and stops. The whole venue's dead silent. Everyone's staring wide-eyed, in total disbelief.
One step to immortality? What kind of monster?
Leader's stunned too, but he sneers fast. So what if it's upper immortality third heaven?
I'm half-step golden immortal. What can you do against me?
I raise my hand, and a sword appears. It's Boundary Breaker, the one Xiao Mingye planted in the martial arts field.
In the lower realm, it's a powerhouse. Up here, it's just scrap.
But in my hands, it's different.
I slash, and the sword light blasts
The
skyward.
Alliance leader's face twists as he throws up a block.
His protective light crumples like paper against it. It shatters with a boom, sending him flying.
He crashes at the arena's edge, spitting blood. He stares wide-eyed, in total disbelief.
A half-step golden immortal, floored by an upper
What kind of insane sword technique is that?
I grip Boundary Breaker and head toward him. He struggles up, eyes full of fear.
Impossible.
No way. Go ahead. Try touching my disciple.
Do you even know who I am?
Kill me, and the Hunter Alliance will hunt you down.
Then let the Hunter Alliance come.
No matter how many, I'll take them all down.
Despair flashes in his eyes as he bursts out laughing.
His laughter's ear-piercing, dripping with resentment.
Think the Hunter Alliance is the mastermind?
We're just working for someone else at this. The real big shots are waiting in the shadows. You checked in for 100,000 years down there and hit full level.
You've messed with the spirit realm's taboos.
Someone wants you dead. I frown and ask, who?
He opens his mouth to speak. Suddenly he stiffens, eyes widening. A weird black gas surges from his body. He screams in agony as his body turns to ashes.
Nothing's left. Not even a trace.
The crowd went dead silent.
Everyone was stunned.
Right then,
the sky darkened suddenly. Dark clouds rolled in, lightning flashed.
A massive, shadowy figure loomed in the clouds.
It was an old man with a blurred face. You couldn't make it out.
The aura it gave off was terrifying.
The whole Tianjiao platform was shaking.
Countless people were terrified and dropped to their knees. The shadowy figure stared down at me.
Its gaze hit like a weight, making it hard to breathe.
He raised his hand, and a giant hand stretched from the clouds.
It slammed down toward me in one strike.
Xiao Mingyue screamed and tried to rush over.
Su Xiaoxuan and Chen Shuyan went pale. The big earth dog shifted to its true form and blocked me.
I looked up at that massive hand blotting out the sky.
Surprisingly, I felt calm
After
inside.
waiting 10,000 years, I finally met
that enormous hand pressed down from the clouds.
The entire Tianzhou platform shook violently.
The ground cracked, and countless people collapsed in fear.
Xiao Mingyue screamed and charged toward me.
Su Xiaoxuan and Chen Shuyan pushed forward desperately. The big earth dog transformed and stood in front of me, but the pressure from that hand was overwhelming.
They barely got a few steps before they were pinned down. I stared up. As the hand got closer, my spiritual power surged wildly, but it did nothing. The peak of Golden Immortal was way beyond my level. It was like a massive gap I couldn't cross. Just then, a voice echoed in my mind. System detected. Host in life or death crisis.
Unlocking ultimate sign and reward, the origin of the heavenly Tao.
Do you want to fuse?
I froze for a second, then laughed. After 10,000 years, this glitchy system finally comes through.
Fuse. As soon as I said it, a massive power surged inside me.
It was warm and vast, like the heavenly Tao itself.
I felt
descending.
my cultivation skyrocketing.
Upper Immortal, 4th level,
fifth,
In an
sixth.
instant, I hit the peak of Upper Immortal. Then, boom, I shattered that barrier.
Golden Immortal, first level, second, third.
It shot straight to the peak of Golden Immortal and stopped.
My spiritual power roared like an endless ocean.
Stronger than before by miles. I looked up at that sky-covering hand.
I raised my hand and waved it gently.
A golden beam shoots from the palm. That massive hand in the sky crumbles like paper before it. It explodes with a boom, scattering into specks
The
of
shadowy
light.
figure in the clouds cries out in alarm.
His voice drips with disbelief. How is this even possible? You're just a true immortal, for crying out loud.
I step forward and soar into the sky, face to face with the figure, staring it down.
His face is weathered, eyes wide with horror. He stares at me forever, lips trembling.
The origin of the heavenly
How the hell
Tao.
do you have the origin of the heavenly
Got
Tao?
it from check-in.
Got a problem with that?
His face goes pale, and he bolts to run.
I raise my hand, point, and fire a golden beam. He screams as his whole body vanishes into nothing. Not a trace left. He's just gone from the world.
The sky clears up again.
Sunlight pours down, warm and soothing. I glance down at the ground. Xiao Mingyue and the others are still frozen in place.
Everyone's staring up at me,
their eyes full of shock and awe.
I slowly float back down.
I walk over to Xiao Mingyue. She's looking at me with teary eyes and shaking lips. Finally, she shouts it. Master. Her voice echoes with 13,000 years of longing. I reach out and rub her head. She throws herself into my arms, sobbing. Su Xiaoshuan rushes over and hugs me
Chen
tight.
Shuyan steps up and bows deep.
His eyes are red, voice choked up. The big earth dog shifts to human form and drops
Tears
to his
streaming
knee.
down, he says.
Song Xinglan and Xu Moxuan are stunned,
Standing
frozen,
there,
not moving a
crowds
muscle. Around us drop to their knees. Forces from the spirit world bow in respect. The Tianzhao stage falls dead silent. After a beat, it erupts in thunderous cheers. Someone yells, "That's the peak of Golden
Another
Immortal."
shouts,
"How many eons since a Golden Immortal showed up here?" And someone else cries, "Gu Chongqing's name is
I pat
legend now."
Xiao Mingyue's back.
She looks up at me, face streaked with tears.
I wipe her face and say,
"Don't cry." Su Xiaoshuan clung to my arm,
pouting.
refusing to let. She said, "Master, you scared me half to death." Stood nearby, thrilled. The big earth dog got up and stood guard beside me. Just then, another whooshing sound came from the distance. Over a dozen streaks of light raced toward us. It was the other disciples, finally showing up. Men and women, young and old. Each one radiated power, all at the upper immortal level. They landed in front of me and knelt as one, calling out.
"Master!"
I gazed at those familiar faces. A rush of warmth filled my heart. Those 10,000 years in the lower world
Each one's
weren't
become
from a big shot. I waved my hand and said, "Everyone,
They
get
stood
up," and crowded around me, chattering about the events of the past years.
Xiao Mingyue leaned on me,
Gripping my sleeve tight, like she was afraid I'd vanish again. Su Xiaoshuan squeezed to my other side, beaming with
Chen
pride.
Shuyan stood by, smiling.
The big earth dog shifted to human form and guarded me. Song Qinglan finally snapped out of it. She walked over, her expression a mix of emotions.
In a low voice, she said,
"How many more secrets are you hiding?"
I smiled and said, "None. I've told you everything." She rolled her eyes and said, "I don't believe you." Xu Moxuan dropped to his knees with a thud, hugging my leg. "Brother, take me as your disciple," and said, "Get lost." Laughter erupted around us. The atmosphere was light and warm. Yufu had arrived without me noticing, standing nearby, gazing at me, her eyes full of mixed emotions. She walked over and bowed slightly. "I didn't expect you to really be Mingyue's master. Thank you for looking after her." "No, I should be the one thanking you. You saved the entire Tiangong sword sect." Xiao Mingyue held my hand. "Master, you must never leave again." I rubbed her head and said, "I won't leave." She laughed, tears still on her face. But she looked especially beautiful smiling. Su Xiaoshuan leaned in. "Master, rub my head too." I smiled and rubbed her head. The other disciples crowded around. Some wanted head rubs, others hugs. It was chaotic, but warm. I looked at my disciples. I felt safer than ever. 100,000 years of lonely waiting. It was all worth it. Song Qinglan watched enviously from the sidelines. She muttered softly, "So good." I heard her and waved her over. She hesitated, then came over. I rubbed her head. "You've worked hard lately." She blushed and looked down, silent. Xu Moxuan wailed nearby. "I want one too." I kicked him away. Laughter erupted around us. The setting sun bathed the earth in its glow. The Tianzhou stage was buzzing with energy.
Forces from the spirit world lingered.
They watched from afar, discussing excitedly.
From today,
Zhu Changqing's name
will spread to every corner of the 9 provinces.
But I don't care about that fame. I only care about my disciples here. Xiao Mingyue leaned on my shoulder and dozed off. After 13,000 years, she was exhausted. Hugged my other arm and nodded off. Chen Xian stood guard nearby. The big earth dog shifted back and lay nearby. The other disciples sat in a circle. Seeing this, my heart warmed. I waited 100,000 years for this day. It's not the thrill of being unbeatable, but the warmth of having you all by my side.